This might be the most unique looking folding knife I've tested so far. It's a new Kansept Gilgamesh, and with a name of a demigod, and a price to match it. It sure has its own look, but it's practical. Now to start off, you can probably see the unusual details. Everything starting from the handle up to the blade looks like something from a movie screen, but it actually feels really nice and quite thoughtful. As you can see, the movement is nice and smooth, and the flipper also doubles down as a handguard, which makes it quite nice. But when it comes to the handle, as you can see, it's a mix of titanium and something called the MarsValley FatCarbon Fiber. And that's the thing that gives it this unique look. As you can see, it reflects the light very nicely. It looks, I'd say, quite interesting. And overall, the handle actually feels really nice to hold. It's pretty intuitive, and yeah, even with large hands like mine, feels nice. But there is one part I have mixed feelings about, and it's the flipper. On one side, it's easy to use. To flick it open, it's quite comfortable, and the fact that it also doubles down as a handguard is really nice. But due to the fact that it's so long and due to the shape, yeah, when closing it, as this a frame lock, you need to put your finger here, and it's pretty easy to pinch it like this. It's happened to me multiple times, even if I'm aware of it, but yeah, it's not the end of the world, but still something to keep in mind. But now, how's the news? And when it comes to that, it is really slicey. And as the blade is located below the fingers, as you can see, like this, for slicing tasks, it's actually really comfortable, as you can get really close to the table and use it like this. And it's quite nice. But there's also a downside, and again with the flipper, as due to the fact how long it is, if you're slicing something against the table, you can't really use the full length of the blade. As you can see, this part is not touching the surface due to the flipper, which again is not the end of the world, but it is a downside to consider. But now, when it comes to carrying, it does have a custom fit titanium pocket clip, which looks, let's say, pretty nice, but it's not reversible. As you can see, the shape is custom, even though the screw holes are here. And it's a deep carry clip, which feels quite nice. Let's put it in the pocket. It's pretty sturdy. As you can see, holds pretty firmly, and does slide a bit, as the overall knife is a bit heavy, but still holds it fairly nicely. So now, let's give it a score. And first off, we have the comfort. And up to now, I do have to say, this has been one of the most comfortable folders I've used, at least for my hands. It feels pretty much like a perfect fit, and with the flipper as this, you can even hold it like this. It just feels super natural, really nice hold, and it doesn't slip, so what else to ask for? But there's also a downside of the flipper pinching your finger, which is not the end of the world, but still something to consider. And with that in mind, I'm actually giving it a solid 9 out of 10, as it does feel really nice. But now, looks. And when it comes to looks, it sure has its own look. I do personally quite like it. It's pretty unique, and yeah, looks quite nice, premium. So with that said, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. It's not boring, it's not usual, it has its own look, and for that, I do quite like it. But when it comes to practicality, for slicing, this knife does feel real nice, but then again, you are limited against a flat surface. And overall with the design, I'd say it's more of a display knife, at least for me. It does feel premium, but with this look, yeah, for me, it's more of a display knife. So let's give it a solid 7 out of 10. It's pretty decent. But now, the value. And it might sound pretty weird, as it is a pretty expensive knife, but I'm still giving it a solid 6 out of 10. As it does have a custom knife feel, and with this material used for the handle plus the S35VN blade, the materials alone cost something, as well as the design and everything. So a 6 out of 10 feels pretty nice. So that should give us a total of 30 out of 40. And I'd say it's pretty justified, as I do like it a lot, but I'll probably keep it more as a display knife, as it does look real nice, and yeah, don't want to mess it up, so I'll probably not bring it to the woods, but in case I need it, it does feel quite nice. So if you want to pick one up, I'll leave the links in the description, and yeah, if you liked the review, leave a like, subscribe, and see you next one. Bye!